Morning students. Today we'll discuss about chapter 10. Okay, so here I have summary for chapter 10 because many students are absent on the class when I took the chapter 10. Okay, so there are some attacks. I'll describe these attacks. Okay, first one is MAC address table flooding attack. Okay, so we have four things here: MAC address table flooding attack. Okay, so here flooding means wadi, right? So here flooding means wadi means what? More water coming from the mountain. Okay, so here what we have is we have a switch. Switch can store MAC address in its table. Okay, a switch stores MAC address in its table, and there is a hacker or threat actor. Okay, so two things are there. There is a switch which has a MAC address table. There it can store MAC addresses. Okay, and we have an attacker, and this is a part of VLAN 10. Okay, just leave it. Okay, just we have a switch with MAC address table which can store MAC address. Now what happened? The MAC address table has some limitations. It can store only 1,32,000 MAC address in its table. Okay, so how much MAC address you can store in a MAC address table? In the switch MAC address table, they can store only 1,32,000. Okay, so what happens now? MAC address table flooding means this hacker will generate more MAC address than the switch MAC address table can store. Okay, so he can store only 1,30,000 MAC address in his table, but the hacker will generate more zyada MAC addresses so that this switch cannot store it. So what happened? Whatever MAC address information, whatever frame information available in the switch will be thrown out. It will be going out, and this switch, this hacker will capture, record all information and use it for attacking. Okay, see the four steps. So first step is the hacker or threat actor. Hacker runs Macof tool. Okay, there is a tool called as Macof. By using this tool, he can generate so many fake frames with fake MAC address. Okay, he can generate 8,000 bogus frames. Okay, so this hacker use which tool? Macof tool to generate lots of fake MAC address frames. Okay, and what happens? Second step, by using this Macof tool, when he generates so much of MAC addresses, the switch MAC address table overflow. This cannot handle because it can store only 1,30,000. No, this is generating 8,000 bogus or fake frames per second. So what happened? Within few seconds, switch MAC address table will become full. It will overflow. What the switch will do? Third step, flood all the frames. Whatever frames you had with inside the table, it will be flooding. It will be going out, moving out. Okay, and this hacker will capture all the traffic. Okay, it will capture all the traffic about VLAN 10. Okay, this is called as MAC address table flooding attack. Okay, so here important thing, see here, a switch can carry only 1,32,000 MAC address in its table. And what the hacker is doing? Hacker use a tool. Which tool? That's important. Macof tool. By using this tool, he generate more frames, more fake frames with more MAC address generated. How many? 8,000 bogus frames, fake frames per second. So he will run Macof attack or Macof tool, and what happens? The switch table gets overflow. The switch cannot handle this much of MAC address. Okay. Now what happened? Third step, switch will flood all the frames, whatever frames it already has, with all MAC address information, it will put it out. Okay, send out because it cannot handle. No. And fourth step, the hacker or threat actor capture all those informations and use it for attacking. This is what MAC address table attack, flooding attack. Okay, at least this picture. Remember steps. Okay. How to avoid MAC address table overflow attack? What is the solution? You remember port security. In the port security, we configure a command, switch port security maximum 3. Yani in that particular port, how many MAC address can be learned or sent? That is port security. That's a solution. Okay. So MAC threading attack class done. Okay, now go for VLAN hopping attack. Here we have two switches. In between we have trunking, and we have one VLAN 10, one VLAN 20. Okay, so there is a hacker. He has configured his computer like a switch. Okay, so here usually VLAN information. Okay, so usually the actually that inter-VLAN routing, yani the router makes communication between one VLAN to another VLAN. Okay, so traffic from one VLAN can be seen by another VLAN with the help of a router. Okay, if you don't have a router or layer 3 switch, no inter-VLAN routing means two VLANs cannot communicate. That's the first point. So here what happens now? An attacker, he will configure his computer as a switch, spoof the computer as a switch, and he will make trunking connection between another switch with DTP, dynamic trunking protocol feature. Okay, so with DTP enabled, we will have a trunk. This switch, this computer or hacker act like a switch. He will make a trunk connection to another switch. So what happens? Once a switch also configured the DTP, they will send all the VLAN information it has to this switch or hacker. So hacker will get all information about the VLANs without having a router. This is called as VLAN hopping attack. Okay, so here please write, the attacker configure his computer as a switch, and he make a trunking connection to the another switch with DTP enabled. DTP means dynamic trunk protocol. Dynamic trunk protocol means automatically trunking will be configured, and this switch will send all VLAN information. Whatever information about VLAN it has, it will send to the hacker switch. Okay, so he can get all information about the VLANs in the network. This is called as VLAN hopping attack. Again, usually with inter-VLAN routing, with a router or layer 3 switch only, you will get communication between one VLAN to another VLAN. But what happens here? A hacker configure a computer and act like a switch. Spoofing acts like a switch. Make a trunking connection to another switch using DTP enabled. DTP means dynamic trunking protocol. So by using this feature, you can have a trunk connection, and this switch will send all the VLAN information it has to this hacker, because it pretends like a switch now. And we have a DTP enabled means you will send all information about VLAN to VLAN 1020, whatever we have to another, will send to another switch. Actually it is not a switch, it's a which one, hacker computer. Okay, then describe. So one solution for this one is disable DTP. Do not enable DTP feature. You have to enable trunking manually. That's only solution. Okay, understand? VLAN double tagging attack. Okay, here see, the hacker is in VLAN 10. He want to attack VLAN 40. He want to send the information to VLAN 40. Okay, and this VLAN 10 is actually native VLAN in the trunk. Okay, so here there is a special feature for native VLAN. So native VLAN can travel a trunk port without the tag information. Okay, there is a special feature for only native VLAN. The native VLAN can travel the trunk port. They can travel through the trunk port without VLAN tag. Without VLAN tag, they can travel. But other VLANs, they can travel only through trunk using the tag information. But for native VLAN, if you configure VLAN, native VLAN as trunk means they can travel the trunk port without the tag information. No need of any VLAN tag. Okay, so it will use, the attacker will use that feature. So here what happens? 4 steps. Okay, VLAN double tagging attack. In this case, the hacker creates a frame. Okay, 802.1q frame. Okay, contains two tag, VLAN 10 and VLAN 40. Okay, and this is the data. The outer one, VLAN 10, will be the native VLAN information. The inner one will be which computer I want to attack. It's VLAN. I want to attack VLAN 40 computer. So that VLAN will be inside. So first step is attacker who is in VLAN 10 insert a additional tag. Okay, so here he will make a frame which contains VLAN 10 and VLAN 40. VLAN 10 is his own VLAN which is a native also. VLAN 40 is attack the victim VLAN, whichever computer I want to attack, it's VLAN. Okay. Second step, whenever this frame reaches the switch, okay, so switch founds that VLAN 10 is native. As I told you, native VLAN can travel the trunk port without tag. So what happens? This switch will remove the VLAN 10 because it is a native VLAN. So to travel through the trunk port, the native VLAN's VLAN tag information no needed. Okay, so we'll remove the native VLAN tag, then send the frame like the Ethernet VLAN 40 and the data. When it reaches other switch, it will check what is the destination VLAN 40. So it will send that VLAN 40 frame to its computer. Now VLAN 10 hacker data will be sent to VLAN 40 easily. Okay, so first step, attacker create a frame which contains two tags, VLAN 10 tag, VLAN 40. The outer external is VLAN 10, which is the native VLAN. VLAN 40 is the victim, which computer I want to attack. Okay. Second step, when it reaches a switch, the switch opens and found that this is VLAN 10. So VLAN 10 is native VLAN. So it will remove the tag, the VLAN tag, no needed, and it will not check the content. It will simply forward to the other switch. Okay. Now other switch sees, okay, what is the tag here? VLAN 40. Yes, I am connected to VLAN 40. So what happened? This frame will be forwarded to VLAN 40. Computer receives the frame coming from VLAN 10. So the hacker easily communicate with VLAN 40 by using double tagging attack. Clear what I am telling? Okay, create a frame which two tag. One is external or outside, one is internal. Outside will be native VLAN tag, inside will be victim, which computer I want to attack, its VLAN. Okay, now when it reaches the switch, native VLAN is a special VLAN. Remember, native VLAN is a special VLAN which can travel the trunk without VLAN tag. So remove the VLAN 10 tag. Now we have only VLAN 40. When it reaches other switch, it will check, okay, VLAN 40. I already have that information. I'll throw it to the VLAN 40 computer. Okay. Now this is MAC address table attack. This 4 steps, at least these 4 steps. What tool they use? Macof, Macof, Macof. How many MAC address the switch can store in its table? 1,32,000. 132,000. Which tool used by the hacker to generate fake MAC address? Macof. 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 Okay. How many frames they can create per second? That also fake frames? 8,000. 8,000. 8,000. Okay. VLAN hopping attack, I already told you. At least from to here. From this line to this line. Okay. VLAN double tagging also I explained. Now DHCP attacks. Okay. DHCP, you know. DHCP means Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. The server or router will assign IP address to clients automatically. You don't want to configure IP address manually, like you go to computer and you type in the IP 192.168 MAFI. No need. The computer will get the IP from DHCP server or router. So here there are two types of DHCP attack. One is DHCP starvation, another one is DHCP spoofing. Starvation. I have heard many students telling, Mr. I am starving. I want to go to canteen or I want to go to home. Starving means hungry, Baba, hungry. So here the computer is hungry. Computer is hungry not for food, Baba. For computer, main information or main thing, it needs IP address. Okay. So see here, DHCP starvation attack means the computer is hungry for IP. Computer needs IP address, but the server is not giving the IP address. Problem is, what is the issue is, the hacker or attacker keep on sending DHCP discover request to the DHCP server with fake MAC address. And what happens? The server, the DHCP server always reply to the hacker or attacker computer. Okay, and by the time this computer DHCP clients cannot get the IP address, this is called as DHCP starvation. Okay, so starving means somebody is starving means they are hungry. Or the DHCP starvation means the computers are not getting IP because the attacker keep on sending DHCP discover request to server with fake MAC address, and server trying to reply to the hacker. During that time, the actual DHCP clients, the computers cannot get the IP because server trying to communicate with the hacker, and hacker always given the fake MAC address, so server cannot find out the hacker. Okay, so see here, this attack created DOS, denial of service for connecting clients. Okay, the clients cannot connect to the server. Service is denied. They cannot connect to DHCP server because the attacker uses Gobbler tool to create discovery DHCP discover message with fake MAC address. Okay, so which tool used by the hacker to generate fake DHCP discover messages? Gobbler. And they will try to lease all IP. They want to try. They want to get all IP address from server. During that time, the clients will not get the service of server. That's why they are called as DHCP starvation. That's why it's called as DHCP starvation. Okay. Again, I'm repeating. Starvation. Starving means hungry. Here, the computer is hungry for IP. Computer not getting IP from the server. Why? Because the hacker keep on sending DHCP discover messages with fake MAC address to the server, and he wants to get all IP address from the server, and server trying to contact the hacker, and it cannot do because hacker has given fake details. And during this time, the original clients, actual computers are waiting for the DHCP server, and they are not getting the service because server always busy. This DHCP starvation. DHCP spoofing attack. Spoofing means a person act like another. Okay, act as another person, behaves like another person. Okay, so here a fraud or a rogue DHCP server connected to network and provide false information to the clients like wrong gateway, wrong DNS server, wrong IP address. Okay, so DHCP spoofing attack means a hacker will act like a DHCP server. He is not the actual DHCP server. He is a fake DHCP server. He will keep on sending fake information, DHCP information like IP address, mask, gateway, DNS, everything to the clients. The clients will be sometimes they will be cheated and they will connect to the DHCP fake DHCP server, and this hacker will which one attack that machine. Okay, this is DHCP spoofing attack. Okay, sometimes no, when you are connected to you will get some free Wi-Fi. Okay, so actually this is being done by the hackers. Okay, attackers, they will give free Wi-Fi so that you will easily connect the free Wi-Fi. You will get the IP address, everything from them, but actually they will get all the data, attack your computer. Okay, this is DHCP spoofing. So DHCP spoofing means a hacker acts like a DHCP server but give all the false information, and he'll try to control the machine. Okay, LAN attack, ARP attack. What is ARP? Address Resolution Protocol. So ARP means I know the IP address of one computer. I want the MAC address of the same computer. Okay, in that case ARP will help you. So in the ARP you can give the request input as IP address of the computer, ARP request. In reply you will get MAC address of that computer, that is ARP. See, host A want to get the MAC address of host B. Host A will make a ARP request with the IP address of 132.239.101.1, this IP address of this computer. In return, ARP reply, yes, B will tell, this is my IP, take my MAC address, ABCDF. Okay, this is ARP. Now here, There is one special type of ARP called as gratuitous ARP. Gratuitous ARP means nobody asked you the MAC address. You are voluntarily, you are giving your MAC address without asking. Okay. Here what happens now? The hacker will use this gratuitous ARP. The hacker will generate a fake or gratuitous ARP message which contain fake MAC address to a switch. Okay, so what the switch will do? Switch will update the MAC address table. So if someone asks you, okay, if the switch will contain the MAC address of fake MAC address of a particular attacker. So what happened? The MAC address table now gets spoiled. Okay, because the MAC address given by the hacker will be a fake MAC address, and maybe this will be used by some other clients to connect. Okay, this is called as ARP attack. Okay, so ARP attack means, usually ARP means give the IP address, you'll get the MAC address, but here sometimes hacker generates gratuitous ARP any, they will generate some ARP reply with nobody has asked you. Okay, but still he will generate, okay, this is my MAC address. So what happens, whenever switch gets a frame with a MAC address, switch will store it in its table. Okay, so sometimes if you, the hacker gives a fake information, now what happened, the ARP table, the MAC address table gets spoiled. Sometimes even the computers also try to connect to that fake MAC address. Okay, this ARP attacks. Then IP address spoofing. So spoofing, I told you, a person use some other person's identity. Okay, so I will use someone's identity and I'll send message on his behalf. Okay, example, I am using another person's email address. Okay, like I am using Mr. Say Hariraman's email ID, and I send an email from Hariraman's email ID that tomorrow is holiday. So you all will and don't need to come to my network security class. So what happened? You all will think that okay, this email coming from Mr. Harraman, and you will not attend the which one class like that. Okay, so here IP address spoofing means attacker uses a valid IP address of a victim computer and it will cause denial of service and man in the middle attack. So here attacker uses a valid IP address, not the email, valid IP address of a computer. So example, in a network, one computer is compromised, attacked. So this hacker will use its IP address and it will keep on sending messages from this computer, okay, by using this IP to other computers. So the victims, the whoever receive the message think that IP is, the message is coming from the victim computer. Actually, it is from the hacker. So what happened? Everybody will try to ping back to reply back to the victim computer, and the computer will go down. Okay, because hacker is keep on sending requests from the fake request from the IP address of victim computer. Okay. Then MAC address spoofing means same thing. Attacker uses MAC address of a victim computer. He will change the contents of switch MAC address table. Okay, and assign this MAC address a new port, and the frames will be forwarded to the attacker machine. This MAC address spoofing. Use someone's MAC address and keep on sending frames, and maybe they will damage the MAC address table of switch also, and those frames which are to be forwarded to the victim computer will be now forwarded to the hacker computer. Okay, solution is IP source guard. Spanning tree protocol attack means, here you know spanning tree protocol is used to avoid layer 2 loops, right? In that case, you will configure one switch as root bridge, others will be non-root bridge, and the non-root bridges will find shortest path to reach root bridge, and they will find out root port, destination port, block port, like that. Okay, so here spanning tree protocol attack means, you know that switch with lowest bridge priority will become the root bridge. Here what happens, the attacker will send a fake BPDU frame, bridge protocol data unit frame, and claiming that I am the one having lowest priority, or I am the one having lowest MAC address, so I will become the root bridge, but that information will be fake. So that will spoil the full protocol, full topology. Okay, what I can do is, solution is BPDU guard. Configure BPDU guard on all access ports. Okay. So do not allow any computer to send or receive BPDU information. It should be sent and received between switches. The hacker computer cannot send or receive bridge protocol data unit or BPDU. What is BPDU? These are the information sent by the switches to tell about the priority, the which one, the MAC address and everything. Okay. CDP protocol means Cisco Discovery Protocol. It's actually a protocol used by the Cisco devices to identify themselves. Okay, discover themselves. Okay, one switch and one router, they are connected topology means we used to know the IP address, then what the model number, the whether it is a switch or a router, what is the version of the iOS, everything you will know by using CDP. Okay, so if you want to disable that CDP, we can do no which one CDP run command. Okay, so enable means CDP run. Different questions also here. I just put some samples. Okay, say like name the tool used by attacker to generate fake or bogus MAC address. Macof. Okay, what is the capacity of Cisco 2960 switch in terms of MAC address? Okay, it can store 1,32,000. This one. How many bogus frames generated by Macof tool in a second? 8,000. 8 followed by 000. What is the command used to display the MAC address table of a switch? Show MAC address table. Okay, hyphen table. That's all from this chapter, chapter 10. Hope you understood.